Hello there. Today we're going to review the most exciting concepts in technology. Do you dare? Ever wondered how screen refresh rate affects your gaming experience? Let's dive right in. When we talk about screen refresh rate, we're referring to the number of times your display updates with new images each second. It's measured in Hertz, which in this context represents cycles per second. So when you see a monitor listed as 60 Hz, it means that it's refreshing the image on screen 60 times every second. Now, why should this matter to you as a gamer? The answer is simple: smoothness and responsiveness. A higher refresh rate means more frames displayed per second, which translates into smoother motion on your screen. When you're in the middle of an intense battle, you want every single movement to be fluid, every action seamless. This is where a higher refresh rate steps in, providing that much-needed fluidity and reducing motion blur. But it doesn't stop at smoothness. Responsiveness is equally crucial. With a higher refresh rate, your display can keep up with your quick reflexes, capturing every press of a button or flick of the mouse. Think of it this way: the faster your screen can refresh, the less delay there is between your actions and what you see on the screen. That split-second difference could be the deciding factor between victory and defeat. Now that we've grasped the importance of Hertz in gaming, let's briefly touch upon the two most common refresh rates you'll encounter: 60 Hz and 120 Hz. In simplest terms, a 60 Hz monitor updates the screen 60 times per second, while a 120 Hz monitor does it twice as fast, updating the screen 120 times per second. It's like comparing a car that can go up to 60 miles per hour with one that can reach 120. The difference is clear and can greatly impact your gaming experience. So, having a high refresh rate can greatly enhance your gaming experience. But what exactly are the differences between 60 Hz and 120 Hz? Let's find out. 60 Hz or 120 Hz? That is the question. Let's dive right into it. The Hz we're talking about here is short for Hertz, a unit of frequency that, in the context of gaming, refers to the refresh rate of your monitor. Essentially, it's the number of times your screen updates with new images each second. A 60 Hz monitor updates 60 times per second. That's the standard refresh rate for most screens, from your smartphone to your television. It's been around for a while, and it does a pretty decent job, especially for story-driven games where split-second reactions aren't as crucial. But what about 120 Hz? A 120 Hz refresh rate, you guessed it, doubles that, refreshing the screen 120 times per second. This provides a smoother, more fluid visual experience. Think of it like this: more updates per second means less time between each frame, which translates to less motion blur and clearer action. This can be a game changer in fast-paced competitive games where every millisecond counts. However, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Not every game or system can support 120 Hz, and these monitors tend to be more expensive. Plus, a higher refresh rate can be more demanding on your system, meaning you might need a more powerful PC to really take advantage of it. So which games benefit most from a higher refresh rate? Fast-paced competitive games like first-person shooters or racing games, where reaction speed and precision are key. In these games, the smoother motion and reduced input lag can give you a real edge. On the other hand, slower, more cinematic games might not see as much benefit. For these games, a standard 60 Hz monitor could save you some money without sacrificing your gaming experience. As you can see, the choice between 60 Hz and 120 Hz depends on your gaming needs. But there's another factor to consider: ghosting. Ghosting. It's not as spooky as it sounds, but it can be a real game changer. Now, let's talk about ghosting. No, not the kind where someone disappears from your life without a trace. We're talking about ghosting on your gaming monitor. It's a phenomenon that can affect your gaming experience in a big way, particularly when you're into fast-paced games where every millisecond counts. So what exactly is ghosting? Well, it's a kind of motion blur that can happen when the pixels on your screen can't keep up with the action. It's like the afterimage of a fast-moving object, a ghost if you will, that lingers on your screen for a fraction of a second. It happens when the pixels on your screen don't refresh fast enough to keep up with the changing images. Ghosting can be a real nuisance when you're gaming, especially in fast-paced games. Imagine you're in the middle of a high-speed car chase or a fast-paced shootout. You're trying to aim at an opponent or avoid an obstacle, but there's this blurry trail following every movement. It's distracting, and it can throw off your game. You might miss an important shot or fail to dodge a fatal blow, all because of a ghostly afterimage. Now you might be wondering, how can you avoid this ghosting phenomenon?
The answer lies in the refresh rate of your monitor. A higher refresh rate means your screen can update its display more times in a second. For instance, a 60 Hz monitor refreshes 60 times per second, while a 120 Hz monitor does it 120 times. The faster the refresh rate, the less time there is for ghosting to occur because the pixels are changing more quickly. In conclusion, ghosting can be a real spoiler in your gaming experience. It can turn a thrilling race or a tense battle into a blurry mess. But don't fret. A higher refresh rate can be your knight in shining armor, slaying those pesky ghosts and keeping your gaming experience smooth and enjoyable. Ghosting can certainly take the fun out of your gaming experience, but a high refresh rate can help keep those ghosts at bay.
So, how do you choose the right refresh rate for your gaming needs? It's time to pull together what we've learned and bring this gaming journey of ours to a satisfying conclusion. We've seen the importance of Hertz in gaming, the difference between 60 and 120 Hertz, and how ghosting can impact your gaming experience. But how does all this knowledge help you make the right choice? Well, let's start by revisiting the 60 versus 120 Hertz debate. If you're engaged in slow-paced games where every millisecond doesn't count, a monitor with a 60 Hertz refresh rate might be just perfect for you. It's cost-effective and gets the job done. On the other hand, if you're a hardcore gamer whose life revolves around first-person shooters and racing games, you might want to consider a 120 Hz monitor. This higher refresh rate will provide smoother and more responsive gameplay, giving you that competitive edge you crave. Now let's talk about ghosting. Ghosting can be a real game ruiner, especially in fast-paced games where every detail matters. If you've noticed ghosting on your current monitor, it might be time for an upgrade. Look for monitors with a lower response time to reduce the chances of ghosting and improve the overall gaming experience. However, it's not just about the specs, it's also about your personal preference. Some gamers prefer a more cinematic experience and don't mind a little ghosting, while others want the crispest, smoothest visuals possible. There's no one-size-fits-all solution here. In the end, it's about finding the balance between what you need, what you want, and what you can afford. Like any investment, it's about making a choice that you'll be happy with in the long run. So, whether you're a casual gamer looking for a bit of fun or a pro aiming for the top, keep these points in mind when choosing your next gaming monitor. Remember, the right refresh rate can make or break your gaming experience. So there you have it, the lowdown on screen refresh rates and gaming. We've taken a deep dive into the importance of Hertz in gaming, revealing the hidden world that exists between the pixels. We've seen how the refresh rate of a screen can influence the gameplay experience, and how it's not just about the graphics, but also about the smoothness and responsiveness of the game. We've broken down the difference between 60 Hz and 120 Hz, and discovered that the higher the refresh rate, the smoother the gaming experience. We learned that the ghosting effect can be a real game breaker, but with the right monitor, it's something that can be minimized or even eliminated. We've also discussed the importance of making an informed choice, because in the end, it's not about having the highest refresh rate monitor in the market, but about having the one that suits your gaming needs the best. Remember, every game is different, and so is every gamer. Some might not notice the difference between 60 Hz and 120 Hz, while others might find it a game changer. Some might be bothered by ghosting, while others might not even notice it. That's why it's crucial to understand these terms and how they affect your gaming experience. So next time you're in the market for a new monitor, don't just look at the price tag and the brand. Look at the specs, understand what they mean, and make an informed choice. We hope this video has been informative and helpful. We're sure you have your own experiences with different refresh rates, and we'd love to hear about them. So feel free to share your thoughts and experiences. As we wrap up, remember this. In the realm of gaming, every choice matters. Every setting can make a difference, and every hertz counts. Remember, in gaming, every hertz counts. Until next time, game on. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Share your thoughts in the comments to help us grow. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the next video. Stay focused, inspired, and keep chasing your dreams. Goodbye.